Mbugua now reports.
It was a tense atmosphere at the Kirinyaga County Assembly chambers after Deputy Speaker General Njamumo announced a plan to remove the current majority leader and replace him with Geoffrey Moremi. This immediately sparked an uproar from Kabinga's supporters, who demanded to see a list of members who had signed for the removal of the majority leader. They claimed the required threshold of signatures was not met.
And we were so stranded on what is happening because we thought if there is anything that on serious business should be made by the speaker himself. But today he decided to send the speaker, the deputy speaker, while still seated in the office. And probably we think that something is wrong.
Kerugoya Ward MCA Rick Mushina, who is leading the efforts to oust Kavinga, accused him of failing to run the business of the assembly, while his counterpart Kabare Ward MCA Isaiah Mbogo accused the majority leader of creating divisions among members in the past 2 years.
Yeye alikuwa anatuwekea visingiziki, anatuwekea maukuta ndio tusione mbele.
Na leo kama bunge ya Kirinyaga tumeamua kwamba tunamngatua ambaye alikuwa kiongozi wa wengi. Sababu kwa miaka miwili ambayo imepita kazi yake imekuwa ni kupiganisha watu, kutenganisha watu. Amefanya watu wakachukiana bwana, mpaka uwezi ukakunywa maji na mtu utadhani yeye atakuroga.
Na niseme ya kwamba hii usiite mapinduzi. Ile iko si tunataka wajiko wa Kirinyaga apate haki yake.
Kabinga, however, attributes the attempt to remove him to external forces who want to illegally divert money allocated in the county budget.
Kenya kimestua sana tukua leaders wa Kirinyaga. Kuna watu wamekuja hapa, a very few people, wakisema wanataka kutoa majority leader kwa sababu amekataa wakule pesa.
Edwin Mbugua, K24.
Even though the country has recorded a significant decline in infant mortality rates, preterm births remain the leading cause of death among children not only in Kenya but globally, with approximately 13.4 million babies born prematurely each year in the world. This is according to the World Health Organization. And as Robbie Omondi tells us in today's Health Bit segment, mothers and healthcare facilities are now embracing kangaroo mother care as a technique to help preterm babies achieve the required milestones, including weight gain and immunity.
For various reasons, including fetal health or the health of a mother, thousands of children in the country are born before the 37-week mark.
Sasa shida ilikuwa kubleed. Tangu nishike mimba ilianza kubleed na miezi 2. Sasa ilikuwa ina bleed kidogo, naenda hospitali, sasa ikafika pahali nikazaa na miezi 6.
At the Mama Lucy Hospital, we meet Lucy Were, who gave birth to her twins at 32 weeks.
Alikuwa tu na complication, nilimzana tu. But alizilirudi chini. Una nikakuwa nimemzana 17. Those will drop.
Rispa also gave birth to her twins at 6 months, but lost one due to breathing problems.
Kamaliza siku moja akadai, alikufia kwa oxygen. Sasa nikabaki na huyu. Huyu nikakaa naye kidogo, tena akakuwa na shida ya kubreathe. Nikarudisha huko. Sasa ndio nimeshapewa, lakini sasa naona na improve. Kilo ya huko ilikuwa chini, ilikuwa 950. Lakini sasa naona amefika 1350. Naona ameimprove. Alafu sasa naona hata ngozi yake iko sawa.
Lucy and Rispa are among mothers here at the Kangaroo Mother Care Room practicing the technique.
As in a boost weight. Haya. Mtu yeye ana bond na mama, ana bond na mimi. Alafu nikikama hapo mtu alikuwa hakuwa poa. Sasa naona hata skin yake iko poa. Hazine ameimprove kabisa. Kuna venye hadi yako amemature kabisa, lakini sasa kuna change.
Rose Wairimo is a kangaroo mentor mother. She takes us through the technique that requires mothers to hold their preterm baby skin to skin. This helps to ensure that the baby gets sufficient body temperature, build immunity, boost milk supply, among other benefits.
Like watoto wetu wakati walikuwa kwa incubator, wanalala 4, wanalala 3, so mtoto mmoja akiwa na infection, inafikia watoto wengine. Namba 3, inapunguza muda wa kukaa hospitalini, na ikipunguza muda wa kukaa hospitalini inapunguza pia bills. Namba 4, mtoto akiwa hapa hatumii like stima, so bills zinaenda chini kwa hospitali, cause hapa it is natural warmth yenye tunatumia. Hiyo ingine, mtoto akiwa at this position, au watoto wadogo sana husahau kupumua, na ikiwa hapo inasaidia mtoto kupumua, cause tumefesiana hivyo, so kama hati yangu inaenda clockwise, yake inaenda anti-clockwise. And if at one point huyu mtoto amesahau kupumua, kuna mahali yangu itapata mtoto amelala na itamuamsha. Among other benefits of kangaroo.
In Kenya, about 24,000 babies die annually at birth. 10% of the deaths are linked to preterm birth complications, which include babies born before their organs are fully developed, among other complications.
Among the solutions that these babies need to be provided with is on how to keep their bodies warm, how to be fed effectively, and kangaroo mother care is one of the solutions that assist those babies by helping to keep them warm. So you can imagine, if you can manage to take care of these babies, then you would have gone a long way in reducing the number of deaths among these babies.
The kangaroo mother care technique also helps to reduce hospital expenses and consequently the general cost of healthcare in the country.
When you are supposed to have stayed in the hospital for 5 days because of kangaroo, it reduces the length of stay. The mother is able to pass the immune system directly to the baby because the baby is just closer to the mother. As a result, increase of immunization, body immunity, it also speeds up the treatment.
Whereas traditionally what would be available to us is actually what people or human beings naturally have, which is the mother's body. So, of course, that's no equipment at all.
To this end, hospitals have been urged to embrace the technique by increasing the capacity for kangaroo mother care units.
But apart from that, again, we have started advocating for day cases of kangaroo, where we can be able to manage during the day, and then in the evenings, people can be able to go home with their babies.
So far, kangaroo mother care has proven to not only help preterm babies, but also save lives.
Watu hii kangaroo. Inafanya watu ina save life by the way. Kenya tuko tunajua watu walikuwa nazaliwa hizo nyakati zingine kangaroo imekaa hatuko tunajua, lakini sasa inatusaidia by the way.
For children born before the 9th month and their birth weight being below 2.5 kilos, kangaroo mother care is a possibility for many children and mothers to ensure that their children add weight appropriately and give them the milestones required for them to have a normal life. Robbie Omondi, K24, Nairobi.
The Water Services Workers Union has backed the decision of the Nairobi City Water and Sewerage Company Board to extend the term of its current managing director, Engineer Nahashon Muguna, saying the decision was above board. According to WASPU Interim Secretary General Matilda Jebet, the decision was in the best interest of the public. This comes just days after an opposing faction, the Kenya Union of Water and Sewerage Employees Nairobi branch, faulted the decision, saying the board's decision contravened the law, with Muguna aged 58 years and the retirement age being 60. The Water Services Workers Union has further criticized the opposing union of conspiracy with and specified members of the Nairobi County Assembly for their inability to sanction a critical loan request whose absence they say risks sending the union's retiring members to poverty.
That until a managing director meets some requirements, the tenets of Mwongozo, he can be considered for reappointment or extension of contract. Clearly, Mr. Muguna has met those requirements. We cannot afford to lose somebody at age 58. I think it was prudent and it was wise for the board to decide on Engineer Muguna as they recruit for a new MD. The governor of Nairobi gave a no objection to payment of this debt using a loan facility by the company. The advantage of the loan facility is that all workers will get their pension instantly. And even those ones who have retired without their benefits will be able to access their benefits before they die.
We take this opportunity to appreciate and congratulate our governing board for acting in the interest of the public and the interest of the workers by giving an extension of our MD. This is to ensure that we have a smooth transition.
Elsewhere, VistaJet Global Business Aviation Firm is expanding into East and Southern Africa. Building on the success of its West Africa inroad earlier this year, VistaJet has been showcasing its exclusive private aviation services in key cities, including Nairobi, Johannesburg, and Cape Town. The region will now have access to VistaJet's fleet of aircrafts and its renowned flight hour subscription model, making private aviation more accessible to the continent's decision makers, businesses, and governments. The aviation industry in Africa supports $55.8 billion in economic activity, and with its expansion into East and Southern Africa, VistaJet is poised to cater to a new wave of ultra-high net worth individuals.
Our hours sold here by 300%, which is a massive increase to where we were. Obviously, we're still early stages in terms of going out to clients here and providing local solutions, because we were not offering these solutions before 2022. But we see the outlook as quite promising. There's obviously a huge amount of economic development happening in the region, and we want to be a part of it. And the challenges locally, I mean, it's not specific to Nairobi or Kenya, but I think it's having access to airports. It's making sure that we can get the flight permits done in an efficient manner. So it's really the whole ecosystem of business aviation that needs to be supported. But we are definitely at the forefront of the development of business aviation in the region. We're obviously not the only player, but this is, by definition, I think this is where we need more support, because obviously we're relying on that for efficient operation.
Well, let's take a short break right here on K24 Evening Edition. Coming right up next is Chris Migwambo with some sports news.
People Daily, we believe small actions lead to monumental changes. As we commit to a greener future, embrace simple steps, reduce, reuse, and recycle. It's time to go green. Kuwa Green. Switch off unused lights. Opt for reusables over